In this video, I'm going to talk about how to edge a lawn. I'm going to show you how I do it with a string trimmer. We can also talk about a stick edger, but I think technique can make a big difference and you can actually improve pretty quickly with the proper technique. Today's video is sponsored by Yardbook. I've been using Yardbook since 2015 to run my lawn care business. If you need a software to manage your lawn care business, go to yardbook.com and sign up for a free account. All right, now I can't tell you how many comments I've had on YouTube videos that have talked to me about edgers and edging with a string trimmer like this. Now these are two different tools, I understand that, but in my opinion, they can't actually be used for the same purpose. Now, I will grant that the stick edger is probably the easiest to use when you're just edging a sidewalk or a driveway. Very, very simple. You got a metal blade here. The one hot tip on the stick edger is, well, a couple things. One, you want to make sure your wheel, most of the time these wheels are adjustable, so you may have to adjust it to make sure that you can roll the wheel and still get your blade at the right depth. And occasionally you're going to have to change the blade, and this one's all nasty and everything. The other thing, when it comes time to change the blades, often the nut that holds them on here is backwards as far as threading, reverse threaded how you might normally think would get off. So it's not righty-tighty, lefty-loosey on these. It's going to be the opposite. So make sure you understand that. I've actually tried to remove that with an impact wrench one time. I was like, this thing is stuck on here, only to find out doing it the wrong way. But stick edger has its limitations in my opinion. The limitation is, yeah, it's great for a driveway or a sidewalk, but what about a flower bed edging around, you know, a borderless flower bed that has the grass coming right up next to the mulch or pine straw, depending on whichever you choose. I don't get out there with a stick edger and try to edge that. Or what around a tree ring and you want to make that nice crisp edge. To me, those are the situations where the stick edger lets you down, and I think it's not really telling the full truth when people leave a comment and say, hey, we'll just get an edger or just get a stick edger. Well, the stick edger can't handle those things. And I tell you, if I see somebody out there edging with a stick edger, trying to edge around a tree ring or something, I'm probably going to take a double take. I might laugh a little bit. I might laugh out loud. So it's just, that is not what it's used for, in my opinion. So with that being said, there's a lot of different ways that I see people, not a lot, but different ways that people use a string trimmer. And I want to demonstrate in this video. A lot of controversy over whether to put the guard on, guard off. I prefer to take the guard off. But obviously you want to use proper protection when doing so. I use hearing protection and also, of course, a good pair of safety glasses. If you feel like that is not safe enough for you and you want to leave the guard on, leave the guard on. You can also get goggles, you can get a face shield, get whatever you need to protect yourself. But obviously protection is an important thing. Now, another thing that's important when you're edging with a string trimmer is the length of a line. Let me just go over how I hold the string trimmer and maybe give you another option how other people hold it, and then give you a little demonstration and talk to you some of the tips to walk you through it. Now, if I'm edging this sidewalk, got my ear protection on, hearing protection, eye protection, edging this sidewalk, you can, in my opinion, stand on either side. You can stand on the grass side, you can stand on the sidewalk side. I find that it's a little bit easier standing on the sidewalk side, or the concrete side, we should say, this, whether it's a driveway or sidewalk. But you can stand over here. It's not a big deal either way if you want to do it that way. Other times, people will make a big deal necessarily over which way you walk. I admit that most of the time it makes a lot more sense to walk forward, but there are occasions where I need to walk backwards. So I want to be versatile. Now, one of the main things that you want to understand when you're trimming is which way the trimmer head is turning. So it's going to turn the same way every time. You just want to make sure to understand which way that is, because you're likely to throw the debris in one direction. You want to make sure that, of course, is aimed not toward an expensive car, a window, a cheap car, of course, a person or an animal, anything like that. You want to make sure it's aimed in the opposite direction. And I should say, people and animals should obviously be a safe distance away when you're doing this. So the way I hold the trimmer, let's just say, to me, this is the simplest way. Okay, let me stand back just a little bit. So let's just say I'm trimming. Okay, I'm holding it normal trimmer mode here. And here we go. Look at me trim. And then when I want to edge, it's one simple move. And so I'm holding it normal, and then I flip it upside down, okay, when it comes time to edge. Now I'm using my thumb on the trigger instead of here, normal, use my trigger finger, if you will, flip it, and now I'm using my thumb. The key, no matter how you do it, is you want to basically get the trimmer head perpendicular to the ground. So I see some people, and there's nothing wrong with this, they go more up on their shoulder kind of, and they're using their finger. And that lets the line stay kind of perpendicular to the ground, if you see here. So that's obviously fine too, to do it like that. For me, it's just more comfortable if I'm holding it like this and I'm trimming, and then I flip over and now I'm edging. You know, it's just real quick, one move right there. So I might be just trimming out, you know, let's say the mower didn't get all the way over to the edge here. So I'm trimming, and then I want to flip over and edge. It's just real quick because I'm just holding it and then I'll flip it. Okay, again, not everybody wants to do it that way. You may have to tilt it up just a little bit to get it more perpendicular to the ground. Let me give you just a brief demonstration. So if I'm walking this way, you know, I may stand here and walk backwards. Again, that's not uncomfortable for me. It's not normal, but I know the debris is throwing that way if I do that. I can stand over here and walk. Let me get back in the camera. You know, I can stand on the grass side and walk forward, you know, so just however you want to do it. I mean, I can walk this way and edge it, or anyway, there's a lot of different ways to do it. So I just want to be versatile, because the main thing I'm thinking about is which way am I throwing the debris. All right, so as I'm trimming, one of the things, the trimmer line, you know, you can see that's fairly long trimmer line, and I'm just wanting basically the tip of the line to hit the ground. I don't want it to be very short when I'm trimming, because if it might break off a little bit of line, and next thing you know, it's up in the head and I've got to take the head apart, and I don't want to do all that. I don't want it too long, because then it can start wobbling on me and not make a nice clean edge. So steady hand, perpendicular to the ground, using the tip of the line not too long, not too short. Let's see if I can make the magic happen. I'm gonna walk backwards so y'all give y'all something to be critical of. So now that I've edged that, you know, in this situation, there's a little bit of a hill. The mower couldn't get up here. You know, I might come through here and buzz it to kind of flatten it out, make it smooth out where the mower was. All right, let's give another demonstration on this short sidewalk and just show you how I make it happen. Again, I understand which way the debris is going to be throwing. The head is turning this way. So if I'm going to trim out this little sidewalk here, and again, I can walk backwards. In this situation, I want to stand over here and throw the debris that way. I don't want to throw it toward the house. And as you can imagine, once the edge gets established, it's going to be easier to do it over and over again. Same idea this time with a tree ring. I can go around the tree ring. You know, you may go around a second time to trim it out if the mower didn't get close enough. You've got another situation here where we've got a flower bed, got windows right there. You know, I got to make sure I understand what I'm doing. I don't want to necessarily stand in the flower bed. I can if I want to, but I'm going to stand over here, try to edge this out. Now, different kind of grasses are more likely to run up in the bed than others. Our warm season grasses tend to do that more than the cool season grass in my experience. Again, you want to check the length of the line, adjust that as needed, but you can see it's just a steady hand and re-establishing that edge over and over again. If it's terrible in a situation like this, you may use a bed redefiner, something like that. But again, if you keep it maintained with a string trimmer, I think you can have that's all the tool that you'll actually need. All right, one last example here where this is a plastic drain here. I don't want to put a stick edger on this. To me, that would not be the appropriate tool. But if I can take this string trimmer, all right, so hopefully this gives you an idea of what it looks like to edge with a string trimmer. Let me just run up my driveway here and kind of show you what it might look like in a real life situation where I'm gonna edge it and then come back and trim it out to make sure that it lines up with where the mower got to. And in that situation, again, sometimes you're gonna mow first, then trim. If you're working with a multi-person crew, if you're doing it by yourself, typically I would mow first and trim after that because I want to get as much as I can with the mower to leave as little trimming as possible. So you see here, pretty long driveway in this situation. Ideally, an edger would probably be the best tool for this, but you got a trimmer. I can walk forward on the grass side, or I can walk backwards. To me, it just doesn't really matter. After I've edged, again, I might come back and I'm cleaning up where the mower didn't get. Sometimes that step may not be necessary. It just depends on the situation, but this was on a little bit of a hill, so the mower didn't get all the way to the edge. All right, thanks for watching. I hope it helped you figure out how to edge with a string trimmer, with an edger. I'm not for one or the other. I think it's good to understand how to use both tools for the appropriate situation. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I've been on here for a long time, got over 1,000 videos. And I appreciate one more subscriber. And also you can just click the channel name and go check out some more videos. Or if you want to get into weed control and fertilization or mowing, you might go over to lawncarelife.com. There's a lot of resources there, including details about the Lawn Care Life Conference. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.